It is said that wars are only won upon the anvil of honor.
Others believe victory requires strategy and a mastery of power.
War is deception. A game played best from the shadows.
Only strength and raw power can assure total dominance.
Welcome to another Lore on the Advent video. Today we'll be looking at some new heroes that is gonna make it into the game. Some people maybe this is not a major content, but I think I wanna go and call it major content because these things are so important. Now we're gonna look at 3 new heroes which is gonna make it into the game, and we're also gonna look at a new elite unit for dwarves. And of course we're just gonna start with the hero on top here, which is General Vesax, which is, well, a faceless hero. So we're gonna go through some of the points that Marshmallow has made and why these heroes are being added for various reasons, and then we're gonna go behind some thoughts on them. So basically this is gonna be an early to mid game event for Hero of Twilight's Clan. I would assume when he goes Twilight, because I heard some rumors that Twilight's gonna get a base in Ashonarub, which would make it easier to get Yogg-Saron, and then you will be able to get Vesax easily, because I think you can only get Vesax if you control Yogg-Saron, or at least he's only revivable if Yogg-Saron is under the player's control, but I would imagine you get him along with Yogg-Saron. He kind of guards Yogg-Saron in World of Warcraft at least, so that's my speculation right there. Now he has an awesome ability which I think is going to be amazing for Twilight players, which is Underworld Network can link and instantly teleport to Yogg-Saron or any of his spawned agents. So, okay. Here's the scenario I pictured in my head. Imagine you're Twilight. You are, I don't know, fighting Scourge south, and then you just decide, you know what? I want to strike at Icecrown to push them back because I cannot win this battle. Then you use his agent in Icecrown, teleport Vesax there, and spam units. There we go. Then you might force Scourge back because you have a hero there, you have an army there. So I think he's gonna be pretty cool. It would be fun if he could work in some way of buffing the faceless units, or like kind of work with them, or just be a really tanky hero. That would also be really cool to see. Now, why is he needed? Twilight currently has 2 heroes, not counting Deathwing, who is a late game event. This isn't enough for a faction that is supposed to be solo. This hero will form a nice addition to empower Twilight's and ties well with the old guard lore, as well as increasing the appeal of Yogg-Saron, which I think Marshmallow is going to nail right there. So yeah, if I remember right, it's going to be SVNMS because she's assigning these, or letting the LTA devs construct these heroes. So it's SVNMS who's going to have Vesax, and then Sunfall is going to have Pewter. Now I know KP is pretty happy with this because, well, Pewter, what more do I need to say? He's going to be a late event hero, which replaces Sylvanas, is at the power of a demigod type hero, roughly as powerful as Hakar and Akilson, but is non-revivable. So, why is it needed? Forsaken suffers from a real lack of late game events. She has a great early game with lots of fast expansions, but then later on you often end up alone, and all you have is the Valkyr and Azul's Forsaken as events. I play Forsaken a lot, but even find myself getting late game if I don't manage to get any allies. Hopefully with this hero an event will see less players joining Scourge as banishes Sylvanas and gives Pink a powerful endgame to fall back on. This is not a full faction path, just a powerful demigod type hero to replace Sylvanas. Obviously has links to Varimathras and the Legion. So it could be fun to see, yeah, like, of course, some ties with the Legion, maybe some events together with them, maybe even not summoning, we already have enough ways of summoning Kil'jaeden. Doesn't need any more. But personally, I'm looking forward to this. Looking forward to playing Forsaken when Pewter comes out. I know that KP is going to influence Sunfall on how Pewter is going to perform. I know that. So I'm going to look forward to see how he's going to perform and how he's going to be. Now the next one, I was a little bit like, what? Was this needed? is this really needed? But as I was thinking, maybe it is in some way. So this is going to be a late game event hero requiring Blackrock Mountain Base. It's a demigod tier hero, fully flying hero, no ground variation like Deathwing has, and non-revival. Then I also thought, is Falstad going to be able to kill him? Gonna see. Why is this needed? Probably surprised to see a Dark Horde hero makes it to the list, but to be honest, I'm really struggling to think of ideas of this hero. I was considering maybe one large AoE spell with another army boosting ability or something. This hero is Dark Horde's reward for keeping Blackrock alive till late game, so should be powerful but not at the same level as Deathwing. Now what I'm thinking here is, why is it needed? Because, or why I don't think this is needed, because you as Dark Horde / Fell Horde, you have max 30 in Outland, which is pretty powerful from early on, and if you do win that fight, then you're going to be doing pretty good. And if you also have the Blackrock base, let's say you actually manage to win Outland and keep it alive, and you get both heroes, that's going to be insane. So, I don't know, if Nefarian, like, they should make it so you can only have one of them, Mag 30 or Nefarian, I think. Both of them would just be insanely strong, because at the moment it seems, because we looked at Blackrock and how it looks right now with the defenses, it has a lot of Fell Keepers, it has a lot of towers. Early game, it cannot be killed off with a rush. You're gonna need to wait to mid game maybe, or the end of the early game before you can do so. I know that Kargath is also gonna get buffed, but to be honest, that base is not gonna be easy to kill, especially if you tower it up and defend it and then focus mostly on Outland. That's just how I see it. But you know, it's a good reward for keeping Blackrock alive, but it's one of those moments where I feel like you should only have one of those. You should only be able to have only Mag 30 or only Nefarian. It's just both of them combined. I mean, we're probably not going to see this often, because either way, he's not going to be able to keep up both. But there are some players who's going to try it and succeed. I believe that. Now there's going to be a new elite for dwarves from the beginning of the game, which is going to be Mountain Kings, and they are replaced when the player chooses Explorers League, requires Ironforge to be alive. And the reason why is because dwarves has no elite from the beginning, and Yellow needs some help when he's going to fight Dragonmaw in the beginning of the game, because as far as I know, how Marsh intends it to be, it's going to be Dragonmaw versus dwarves, and it's going to be Horde versus Dark Horde. But Messis is another opinion. He says the Horde is going to go north. That's at least what he's going to do. But yeah, Mountain Kings, what can we expect? We can probably expect a Thunderclap. I hope no Stormbolts. Probably maybe a Bash as well, or maybe some tanking abilities. There, she wants them to be tanky. So yeah, but what do I think about this? From the early game, I think it's going to be great. But because let's say if they're really powerful, then it's kind of good that they get replaced if you go to the Explorers League path, because if you go to the Explorers League path, you get Bran, you get of course the Guild Adventurers, you get the Event Word to get the Earthfriend plus the extra health for all Dwarven units. So going the Explorers League path is very powerful. But to be honest, it would be really fun to see a combination of Belgian Flamebird and Mountain Kings on the front line. I think that would just be hilarious to see. But either way, from the early game or the beginning of the game, having Mountain Kings, I think it's a good idea. Since he has no elites from the beginning of the game, he will need to choose to get the Explorers League at any point he wants. I just hope they won't be too powerful. I hope they won't have a strong Bash or Stormbolt. Holy god, that would just be devastating. So this is the small news for LTA that is out now. We're still waiting patiently for Dark Horde. As far as I know, Marshmallow doesn't work at the moment. It is Sunfall, just Krotos, I think it was, who had the map. As Venom is of course back on the team after being away for a long time. Good to see that. So that was all the LTA news for today. So thank you so much for watching, and until next time, guys. Bye bye. Oh, one more thing. If the echo in this room annoyed you, then I'm sorry, but just saying it. So, bye bye!